Just type a plus sign in the group chat if you can hear us. Let's wait for a couple of minutes for all the other members probably to join us, okay? And we are starting shortly. Okay, so 29 participants right now. Probably other people are joining us a little bit later. Let me start our speaking club for 1C people. So first of all, we are glad to see you, hear you today, and welcome to Speaking Club for 1C people. So my name is Evgenia Hafizova. I'm a RISE 1C Academy project manager, an English trainer, and a localization manager in 1C industry. So let me briefly state you the main purpose of Speaking Club for 1C people. It's the first time we hold it on InfoStart platform. But actually, we've been holding these speaking clubs for a year and a half. So we gathered together to, well, let 1C professionals, first of all, get familiar with international initiatives in 1C field. Yeah, so sometimes we invite 1C international partners and they share the information about international projects. Yeah. The second goal is to practice English, of course. Yeah. More and more international opportunities appear, so to say, in the market. So we want to have a field to practice it exactly within the 1C community. And finally, we want to be able to discuss 1C technologies in English. Today's speaker is Oleg Filippov, a CTO at WiseAdvice Consulting, and he'll be eager to tell you more about RPA platform and how to use it in 1C industry. So, Oleg, you're welcome. You'll be able to ask, okay, just a minor remark about questions, okay? You'll be able to ask your questions at the end of Oleg's talk. We will unmute your microphones. Oleg, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Evgenia. My name is Oleg Filippov. In this slide, you can see my InfoStart profile. Some of you, I think, already know me. This is my email, my LinkedIn profile, and for now I'm an English for 1C people student because I think that English is rather important for every IT specialist for now. So my speech theme is about RPA platform on 1C framework, and we will discuss some international market possibilities. I'll divide my speech into two parts. In first part, I'll start from the beginning. I'll tell you some facts about starting of my pet project. So RPA on 1C framework is my pet project. It was started in hackathon, so I'll speak a little about hackathons and why 1C has some opportunities in hackathons events. In second part of my speech, we'll speak about RPA platform on 1C framework, some international possibilities, and about some technologies which are currently used in 1C framework and in RPA project on 1C framework. So let's start. So how did this project begin? I was just sitting and reading some news, and there were rather popular advertising everywhere. It was called about some event such as цифровой прорыв. It's called only in Russian. it was hackathon event. I just follow the link and read some information. Then I pass the tests. Tests was quite big from all IT technologies which I know and which I don't know. Then I took part in a hackathon event, and in first tour in Moscow, we were the winners. My team was the winners, and we made an prototype of RPA platform on 1C enterprise framework. After the hackathon event ended, we decided to continue our project. It seems to be rather useful in everyday life in business. So RPA is trending technology, and we decided to continue. But first, why 1C framework is quite useful for hackathons? I think I should speak about it for a while. So this is advantages of 1C framework for hackathon events. First, it's speed. The most important thing for hackathons is speed development. You usually have only 48 hours to make some prototype or to make MVP. It should be working. So as you know, the 1C enterprise framework is a low-code development framework. So it's the most speed, it's the quickest development as I know. So we also have lots of solutions for business with open code. They're not open source, but some ideas, some technologies we can use in our MVP in hackathon events. If you have a B2B task in this hackathon event, lots of solutions could be quite useful. And third advantage of 1C framework is all developers are full stack. So when you take part in a hackathon event, you can your team always limited by not more than 5 members. So if you are a regular developer, you need a product manager in your team, you need front-end developer, you also need mobile developer, back-end developer, and designer. And of course, you need UX designer. So it's more than 5 members in team. It's rather hard to manage this team. It's rather hard to manage the project which consists only of 5 members. When you are a 1C developer, you can make your decision alone, and of course, 2 1C developer is better than 1. So you don't need backend or front end. You don't need designer, which is not advantage maybe, but it's so. So it's a rather simple way to manage resource for small teams when you are a 1C developer or manager of a team of 1C developers. I think 1C Enterprise is best framework for MVP solutions. Our framework not the best for all solutions. You can do web application maybe with better interface than you can make in 1C Enterprise. But for MVP, you usually have low interface requirements. And another advantage, which is also disadvantage for big project, 1C people can work without any infrastructure. For example, lots of web developers couldn't work without CI and without GitLab, without Docker, Kubernetes, etc., etc. But when you are 1C developer, you need only the computer and 1C framework installed on it. So for Hackathon, it's an advantage. Let's move on. Okay, you're decided to take part in one of Hackathon event. Where to find hackathons? On this slide, you can see some useful links to find hackathon events. To train a little bit, I'll explain later why we need to train. First, it's a Russian hackers team. It's a team of people who organize some hackathons, and they also post the announcements of some hackathon events. Second, it's IT events website where hackathon is one type of events. So you just need to filter all IT events on with hackathon type, and you'll see all hackathons which are registered on one's IT events website. So social networks, there are Hacklist group, which is present on vk.com. It seems to be the best group from social networks, which provides some information about hackathons. So let's move on. Okay, you look through some hackathons, maybe take part in some of them, and of course you want to take part in one of the best hackathons. So which one is the best? I think the best hackathon is international hackathon, and the main idea for me to start learning English was to take part in one of hackathon event which is international. So I think according to some information that the best hackathon is Junction. It's rather famous. It's a big event. It's not only hackathon, it's some event with speech of famous people, with party, with a lot of IT specialists in one place. It usually takes place in Helsinki in November. So, and for now, I'm preparing for this hackathon, and of course, you know my contacts. I'll share it maybe at the end of my speech, and team members welcome. So I need the most skilled 1C developers with excellent English skills, because all hackathon, all tasks, and presentation at the end of this event need to be in English, and code need to be in English. I want to try to take part in this event with 1C enterprise framework, and I'll see what happens. So it's some challenge. I think it's rather interesting. So it was part 1 about hackathons, and the main part is about my pet project. I think for 1C developer, for any developer, the pet project is a must-have thing. It's some activity which you are doing at home, at weekends maybe. You developing your skills, you developing your knowledge. So my pet project, it's RPA solution on 1C framework. Why I think about RPA and 1C? Why I think it's possible and it's necessary? This is part of Gartner reports. You all know who Gartner is. According to 2019 poll, around 80% of finance leaders have implemented RPA or planning to implement. So lots of people in all over the world now are implemented RPA solutions, and it's one of the most trending technology. So Gartner says that RPA technology is in trend number 1 of 2020. So robotic process automation, even as artificial intelligence and machine learning, is top 1 trend of IT technologies of 2020. I think it's what we need to do. So you all maybe know such company as SAP as one C competitor. And when we see the first page of SAP website, you'll see some information about intelligence, artificial intelligence, and so on. And when you click on it, you'll see the RPA solution of SAP. So our competitor SAP already had RPA solution, and I think they do it for their solutions such as ERP, SAP HANA, and it helps in SAP project to integrate SAP with other systems. Some of them could be legacy, and some of them could be with rather big and strong API, which costs a lot of money. So they reduce their costs. And SAP RPA solution, of course, quickly integrate with any of SAP solution. Okay, and I think the tasks of 1C and SAP on this market are similar. So we really need an SAP solution for 1C enterprise solutions. Okay, with the presentation on this web platform without an animation. Okay. And why I think that 1C Enterprise is the good or maybe the best framework for develop RPA solution. So if we speak about Russian opportunities, underlined the international opportunities. If we are talking about Russian opportunities, the most routine operations in Russia take place in 1C apps. Routine operations with accounting, with payroll, with HRA solutions, exactly in government organizations are usually made in 1C or with help of 1C applications. So you all know that 1C developers automating a lot of routine operations, but not at all, all, because there are a lot of accountants and HR members, but there are few 1C developers. So we need help and we need RPA solution. Then integration. It's a rather good solution when robots could be executed as an extension inside 1C solution. So we can use all power of 1C framework. It could be quick, simple, stable, and most powerful way to integrate any application with 1C. So we can use 1C possibilities and 1C code natively. and user action emulation will be appropriate only for integration with external to 1C solutions. Okay, we can use an internal 1C test framework because we are familiar with it. All code inside RPA solution on 1C framework are developed on 1C and could be supported and can be supported by 1C developers. So we all can provide some part of code which we often used for everyday automation, and we have a great code base for automation. Extensibility inside the box or out of the box, I can say, it's usual for 1C solutions. I'll try to explain. So for us, it's a rather common decision to put the code parts inside the tables, inside the reference. You all know such solutions as data conversion in 1C. So our tables, our ORM, I can say, quite easy, and we can put program code inside database tables quite easy too. And it's common solution for 1C solutions, common decision for 1C solutions. So for other technologies, it's not a common way, because some of technologies need to compile code before executed. Some of technologies have quite a strong ORM or quite complicated ORM, and with complicated ORM, it's rather hard to create table for storing code base. But in 1C, it's okay. It's a usual way, and so we implemented this approach into our RPA solution on 1C enterprise framework. Another advantage of 1C for RPA solution is native, as we have native cross-platform framework. You know that there are thin client for Windows operation system, for Linux operation systems, and even for Mac OS operation systems. It's a native application, so we don't need any other framework. We don't need Java or .NET. We have all that we can. We can natively execute all code base. We have native binary client. It's a great possibility because most of RPA solutions for now developed only for Windows operation systems. For example, UiPath, as a market leader, have only Windows implementation, and it also uses Microsoft Workflow Foundation, which could be implemented only in Windows. RPA not need 1C. Questions will be discussed at the end of my speech. Sorry. Another advantage is Z and S platform versions. I think you know the special versions which of 1C enterprise framework, which is stack certified. It's called Z platform, and there are special version for military organizations which called S platform. So We can use our RPA solutions in Russian government organizations and in Russian military organizations. It's a rather strong advantage because it's really hard to certify your custom solution with stack and with military organization. It's really hard. And we also have a large number of ready solutions for automation. The most popular task for 1C developer is to automate something in everyday people life. So we have lots of custom decisions on InfoStart platform, and we have lots of projects in solutions1c.com. Let's move on. Another 1C advantage for building RPA framework. So, according to Gartner report, even low-code development is trend number 8 in 2020. So, as you know, 1C is a low-code development framework, as RPA is. Another modern management tendency is KPI of IT projects. Some of modern managers use just only FTE, full-time equivalent, as only KPI of IT projects, instead of trying to calculate return of investment, ROI, ROI, which is usually below 0 for some of IT projects. And the third modern management trend is total automation, to automate everything, every routine operation. Okay, let's talk about some technologies, but rather simple. My aim is to explain that all modern technologies, which we also think that it is something from space, is quite simple to implement in 1C. This is not the best code. This is worst code, but it's the simplest way to integrate something inside the 1C enterprise framework. So just 2 lines in 1C, and okay, without brackets it will be 3 lines. In .NET C#, in this part of code, we just implemented Tesseract OCR technology. So to recognize any text, yes, commas for Windows only, of course. I'll show next. I'll show better code. In this part of code, just 5 lines, you can implement text recognition in 1C. So it's quite simple. Let's move on. This is a little bit more complicated code, but it's quite simple too, and it's not only for Windows. Maybe run up is only for Windows, but you can run application in another way. So in this example, we just put an template and program code or some application inside the 1C template. Then we get this code or application during the initialization of our service outside 1C, and then we run application which build up new microservice, and then we just use this microservice to implement some technology which could be better used from Python, for example. In this example, it's Node.js. It's quite easy, so it's about 8 lines of code. In good in good solution, it could be 10 lines of code, but it's rather simple. Thank you. Okay. In these two cases, I have shown you how to implement some technologies from outside of 1C community inside the 1C enterprise solutions. And here are some technologies which are already implemented in RPA solution on 1C enterprise framework. They are quite simple. First of them is OpenCV. You should know something about it. It has special wrapper on C#, which could be used in Linux and Windows platform operation systems. So it's the best library for computer vision. It could recognize faces, recognize objects, recognize text, and something else. It has a lot of methods, and you could use it for everything with image processing or video processing. So you should also know about it, and you can implement it inside 1C enterprise solutions. Second technology which we are already using in RPA on 1C is Selenium. Selenium is the most popular framework for web automation, exactly for web solution testing. I mean end-to-end test, not unit, but end-to-end. It could automate anything inside the web browser. It has implementation for Chrome and Firefox web browsers, and it could work in. So, I think everybody know what Selenium is. Another library which we are already used in RPA on 1C enterprise framework is Tesseract OCR. So it's most popular, most advanced OCR library for text recognition, which is open source, which is completely free. But we also use Yandex Vision, because Yandex Vision is better for Russian text than Tesseract. But Yandex Vision, you know, it's not free. Evgenia.
Okay, while Oleg's slide is loading, actually we will have a question session at the end of Oleg's talk. Yeah. In this case, if you want to ask a question, please type a plus sign in the group chat, okay? And I will unmute your microphone. Otherwise, you will not be able to ask your questions. So first of all, we will answer all the oral questions because we are here to speak English, actually. Okay? So, Oleg, it's still loading. Try to speak without the presentation then.
It's still loading? Oh, it's rather strange. But I'm see the presentation. Oh.
So we've got a question. Okay.
Okay. Before we start the question session, I have just 2 slides to finish my speech. So, some of you think that pet project is wasting time, and RPA solutions need lots of investment. RPA solutions need lots of time, and maybe 1C as vendor will make their own RPA solution. So, all of this could happen. Am I wasting my time? I think no. The main goal of this project for me is to meet some artificial intelligence technologies, which is often treated as magic is some kind of magic in 1C community. But in 2020, they all are rather easy. It's much easier than ERP solution, for example, in 1C framework, and it's also much easier than implement some 1C technology in real life. So I will meet these technologies, and then I'm planning to share it with 1C community, of course, because we need to use modern technologies in 1C solutions. We have less of AI technologies, less of ML technologies in 1C solutions for now, but modern world is moving forward. So we need to follow all modern technologies which could be used for some solutions, some decisions inside 1C solutions. And so we try to use all possible technologies to reduce routine operations and to make the world better, of course. I have some future plans, some components for Mac UI, to then RPA solution on 1C framework will be fully cross-platform. We're planning to Dialogflow integration. It's a chatbot framework from Google. It's quite useful for NLP and chatbot development. Of course, we're planning to add some SAP actions. It's necessary for simple 1C SAP RPA integration in a couple of clicks. You can imagine integration with SAP in a couple of clicks. It's a rather cool feature, I think. We're planning to look through Yandex Speech integration just to say what your bot need to do, and RPA solution will create the bot. And of course, the last planned feature is one script integration for bot execution. So for now, we need 1C framework installation to execute the bot. It's okay when you execute a bot within the click. This bot's called attended. But for unattended bots which is executed according to scheduler, I think we need agent, and one script is possible solution. So you all know my contacts. Project members are welcome. I'm not sure about commercial success or open source, but we'll try first commercial, then maybe open source. So.
Okay, before we start the question session, Oleg, can you again emphasize and state who exactly you are looking for and what for?
Okay, I'm looking for different purpose and different people. So first, for take part in Junction Hackathon, which will be in November. For this event, I think I'm looking for rather good, strong developers with strong English skills, because I want to win this competition. And so I will choose because the team limitation is only 5 people. And for another reason, for another purpose, I need every help which could be provided. If you want to take part in RPA project, in RPA solution on 1C framework, just write me. Every help from 1C developer are needed. We have a big backlog. We have lots of tasks. If project will be commercial, so we will try to pay you something. If project will be open source in future, we will just you will be one of contributor in this open source project.
Okay, what are the main requirements for 1C developers to join your team in this event?
So to join my team in for Junction Hackathon, its main requirements: senior 1C developer with strong development skills and strong English skills, and for take part in RPA solution development, I think there are no requirements just to be a 1C developer.
All right, guys, so it's time for your questions. If you want to ask a question, please type a plus sign and I will unmute your microphone to ask your question, okay? First of all, we'll discuss the questions orally. For example, Andrew Minkov has a question. Is that right, Andrew? Well, it might take me a little while to look for the person in the list of people, okay? It's the first time I'm unmuting microphones here.
Okay, one of our goals is to speak English a little bit, so questions should be early, I think.
So, Andrew, right now you are on. Just ask your question, okay? Andrew, do you have a question? Seems like no. Okay, any other questions? While people probably are thinking of possible questions, we can answer questions from the group chat. Oleg, you're
Okay,
welcome.
I'll try to answer questions in group chat. Yes, this video will be published, and every member, even he online or offline, will receive the video.
Yeah, Andrew, we couldn't hear you, so please type your question then, okay? So
yeah, if it's possible, if somebody else can speak English, so you can ask your question orally, because it's hard to speak only for me. You need to try. Okay.
Okay, let's answer the questions from the chat.
What the technologies and programming language is necessary to be using RPA in 1C? Just 1C enterprise internal language. We don't need anything else. So for now, we are using C# language, JS language, but it's small code parts.
Okay, can you read questions a little bit louder? Okay, Oleg. So there is a question from Andrea Vakumov as well. It was above Ilya's question.
Okay. Ilyas.
A question from Andrei. What can 1C do with the form of applications developed on other frameworks?
1C can do everything with applications development on other frameworks. So I'll try to explain. We have three possibilities, which is usual for RPA solution to connect or to do something with applications on other frameworks. First is web automation. For any web application, we use Selenium, of course, because it's popular, it's stable, it's quick. For web application, we just use Selenium and could do everything with Selenium. For desktop solutions, we can use two different technologies. First technology is better, is to get ID of Windows or Linux or macOS UI elements and just click on these elements. In some cases, it's possible. It's often possible and it works stable, but in some cases it's impossible. For example, if some elements in your application, it's not the Windows elements, but it's some images, for example, or part of one image. Then we could use computer vision library to detect an image and to click in this image and type text in some field. So we could do everything, but in different ways.
Okay, we've got a question from Michael Agutov. I've unmuted his microphone. Michael, you're welcome. I think so. Michael, can you hear us? Can you speak? We can't hear you. Seems like we've got problems with microphones, yeah?
Okay, we have some problem. Okay, I'll read the questions and try to. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, Michael,
we
we can
hear
hear you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. RPA. Hello, everyone. This evening, and what I want to maybe not so ask, but a little bit discuss about RPA future. For example, we all know what RPA is next step of PPMS systems, and I think main reason why RPA is famous right now, that's why they helps to organize legacy applications and automate legacy applications rapidly. But what I hear from your speech, you want to automate not legacy SAP, 1C, and others applications. You want to automate 1C applications.
Yes. So if you could, the main idea of RPA and the main purpose, which is posted on every advertising of RPA solution, is the following. So if you could do something without user action generator, so without emulating user actions, we always put the similar. We always treat like the similar user emulating and RPA solutions. No, it's not the similar. The first reason, if you could do something with the program code with API, you should do it with API. And the main idea of RPA solutions, the main trend, I think it's not only about legacy applications. If you see the UI path implementations, some of them are not for legacy. I think as 1C developer or 1C specialist, you know the costs of integration 1C and SAP. And to integrate 1C and SAP, you need two teams, you need special protocols, you need lots of communications. Sometimes it costs a lot of money. So the main purpose to use RPA solutions is to reduce the cost of automation. It reduces the project costs. To maintaining of RPA solution will take bigger costs, but during the project you can reduce costs many times, so tens, hundreds, and so on.
Yeah, but in this case, I think it's that power of 1C isn't integration with a lot of our solutions. For example, when I analyzed Unipath, they can work with SAP, 1C, and a lot of other applications easily, and I think we could not achieve this level of integration in 1C. Because we know that 1C enterprise platform has some it's a not so easily integrated platform for others. For
okay.
example, I think why right now mostly important RPA platform is not a SAP, for example. It's a third-path developers platform like a Unipath. Yeah, you know, and integration for, I think, wide integration possibilities is a main reason of this approach. I don't know exactly this way, because if you use SAP, for example, automation platform, we don't use we like in 1C we don't have wide connectors for our platforms because some business reasons. Yeah, you know.
I think so. If you will implement SAP with SAP integrator, you will use RPA solution on SAP framework exactly. It's the main reason for SAP integrations. And there are some reasons for using SAP RPA when you implement a solution on SAP framework or SAP platform. I don't know how to call them. So when you use RPA solution on SAP framework, for example, all which you do with SAP, it's quite easy. It's much more easier than doing it with WiseAdvice. You can just try. I tried SAP RPA, and with SAP, it's the best solution, really.
Yeah, but with SAP,
and I want to do this solution for 1C. So if you do something inside 1C, you can do everything. You can use 1C test framework, which now is not used by every RPA solution. So WiseAdvice for now integrated with 1C framework, just using COM objects. It's rather strange type of integration. So using RPA on 1C framework, you can simply do everything you want inside the SAP solutions. But if you want to do something without any other application, you have the same possibilities as WiseAdvice, for example. Maybe in some cases WiseAdvice will be better. Of course, it's a big solution with lots of technologies, lots of activities. But for common reasons, for example, for web applications, it's quite similar. If one of a system in your infrastructure is 1C, the SAP solution on 1C will be the best. I think so. So I can be wrong.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah, we will
thank you for your question.
Thank you.
We'll
hope.
So actually, we've got a question from Ilya whether 1C knows about Oleg's initiative. Michael is one from 1C.
I see 1C knows about Oleg's initiative, but they know something, some sounds, some insect sounds in my head. Nothing more. They know, but they
because we need we need to build business approach, build picture of future users. Yeah, we 1C need to build like a product. It's not like a initiative. It
should be product, but for now it's a product. Some if you see my Facebook, there are several videos with real automation, and in first video of using RPA solution on 1C framework, I have shown integration between the tracker systems such as Trello and UTrack. Both are web systems, no 1C integrations, because 1C integration is quite simple. So you just you can just execute any 1C code inside 1C application, and it was quite simple. So I think it's not it's not. I think it is. I hope it's better than UiPath, because UiPath solution for web application integration rather strange. There are special Chrome extension which is not so stable as Selenium. So I think that's not the worst way to integrate web systems.
Okay, we've got a couple of questions about how to join the project. Yeah, so I intentionally
I'll write my email in chat second time.
And actually, the email is available on the slide.
Email is available, so LinkedIn is available, InfoStart profile is available. I think a Facebook profile will be suitable too. I'll type it in the chat.
Okay, so you can contact Oleg using
any way you want.
Probably I'll read out some questions from the chat, okay? Because we are running out of time. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes left. Okay. A question from Ilya. What technologies and programming languages are necessary to begin using RPA in 1C?
I have answered just only 1C language. Other technologies are new for us, so we're just exploring them.
Okay, we've got quite a deep question from Ivan.
I'll try to answer some simple questions. How do you plan to use Python as a project? So, of course, we are now using Python in our project. We just build a Python application and put in templates inside 1C framework and just execute it when we need something from Python. Then that web application, the issue. Yes, web application issue is resolved. How many time did you spend on this project already? We haven't counted any time, so I think the project lasts about 6 months, maybe more. But I don't count hours. It's just for fun. So.
Okay, question from Ilya about an educational content for learning how to use RPA in 1C.
I have, yes, we're planning to post some educational content, but when we're developing a pet project, so to develop new technologies is quite interesting, but to write content, it's usually not so interesting. So for now, I have several posts in my Facebook, which I posted in chat. There are 2 videos in my YouTube account, which is posted on Facebook and LinkedIn also. There are examples of developing a robot on RPA framework, and there are video about architectural questions on 1C framework and RPA solutions. And in several days, I'll made a video about orchestrator. I don't know how to say it properly. Orchestrator. So it's the server for bots. It's the part of system which manage robots in all enterprise. So just follow my Facebook or LinkedIn.
Probably the last question from Andrew Minkov, yeah?
Yes, I know something about Pix RPA platform. I think in the Russian market we has 2 main competitors. It's electronic platform and Pix RPA platform. I think it's not polite to say something worst about these solutions. But I'll say that interface, and but you can compare the interface decisions and visual decisions even in PIX and RPA platform, and compare them. And so you can just compare the PIX RPA platform and our RPA platform and see the 1C integrations. Just see it by your eyes. I think everything will become clear.
Okay.
They haven't done more so, and they also use COM, common integrations, to integrate with 1C framework, and it's rather strange decision to post queries inside the 1C solutions.
So, seems like we've got a question from Ivan. Ivan, is it true? Because you raised your hand, yeah? Shall I unmute your microphone? So I've just done it. But if you don't have a question, that's fine. It's the first time we use this platform. That's why I'm not sure about the meaning of signs in the chat, yeah? Okay, guys, if no other questions, but actually you can contact Oleg after, email him or write him in social networks to ask more questions.
Ivan said that he can speak. I think there are several
yes,
issues.
Ivan, you can type your question.
There are several issues when using a microphone. You just need to press settings button and click. Oh, sorry, click the settings button and choose the right microphone, because when I connect to this platform, it always chooses the wrong microphone. I don't know why, because in my Windows system default microphone is set properly.
Okay. So
can you ask into words?
Answer probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Answer into words in the process. And I don't get you, Ivan. What
so
are you
just
asking?
Briefly explain what a hackathon event is.
What hackathon event is? So hackathon event, it's competition between the teams of IT specialists. You just came and then you get task, or you choose, of course, you choose task, topic, maybe, and then you write your MVP solution to solve some issue, to solve some problem, and finally you present your solution to committee. And the best thing is the following: the committee, it's like a due diligence process, so they just choose the best decision to invest in, for example. And sometimes there are real investments. So it's a rather good event, I think. It's often these events are for students, but some of them are for real specialists.
Okay, Andrew has a question whether he can see a
demo of my platform. Yes, we have a demo, but I can't post it in group chat. So if it's possible, you can write me private. So you can write me just a letter or a message, and I'll send you a link for demo.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for joining this club. Well, normally we hold speaking clubs twice a month, so just follow InfoStart news. Probably we'll start holding our clubs here. And if you have some interesting topics and you are quite excellent at English, feel free to become a speaker of one of our speaking clubs. Okay, so the speaking club is absolutely free of charge for everybody. And I'll probably type my email and you can contact me if you have some exciting topics, either international projects or technical matters you'd like to speak about. Yeah. And we'll probably schedule the next speaking club with you. And we always help with the presentation. We practice your presentation orally, so don't worry about the language matter.
Okay, so thank you for coming. I hope it was interesting.
Thank you. Bye-bye. The video will be available and emailed to you by InfoStart. Okay? So I've just provided my email. If you have some exciting topics for the upcoming speaking clubs, email me. Bye for now. Oleg, thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thank you.